Let's do a rant, crackle, pop. A rant, crackle, pop about yesterday. Alright, so I think I can think of 2 or 3 things that happened yesterday that just... But first, before we get into it, you know what we gotta do? We gotta take care of the channel because channels are Tamagotchis. So if you are new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh jeez, if you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. And if you are old here, go double check, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like if you like, leave a comment. It could be anything related to the video. Or it can just be a hello or a few emojis. Anything as long as it's cool and respectful. Hit the notification bell. As always, I will link my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every $1 or $2 helps. That is what allows me to continue to make content. Guess what? You're invited to my Patreon. You're invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can't say you are invited. A lot of videos over there, story times, personal stuff, trying new things, yada yada yada, blah blah blahs. It's over there. Link down below. Okay. Yesterday, I started off with my tarot reading. My tarot reading was a 3-card reading, and it was the Star, like hopeful, and then it was my 6 of Wands, which was like a justified pride card, and then I had the Nine of Swords, which is a card of like nightmares and anxieties. I'm like, ew. When I saw that, I was like, ew, what the hell is this? And it was just like boom, boom, boom. Because in the morning, I had an interaction with one of the jobs that I've been chasing around since summertime. And it's been a major pain in the butt, but I had completed everything. I completed one more checklist of crap you need to do for this job. And I had messaged the lady. And she was like, okay, great. She's like, well, this should be good to go. Blah, blah. So that was like my star. I was like, okay, I'm hopeful for this job because I need this job for a couple days a week. I really do. And then my 6 of Wands, which was my pride card, justified pride. And I had actually pulled out my first Patreon Patreon withdrawal yesterday. And I needed to make that withdrawal, and it was there for me, and so I was just so grateful and so just proud that I started Patreon, and it's actually, you know, moving forward and becoming a thing, you know. And then I was like, what is this 9 of Swords gonna bring? Oh, and it understood the assignment. So I went to go donate plasma, which is something I try to do twice a week. It pays pretty well, hourly. I'm usually there for an hour and a half. The first time, at my weight, everybody gets a different amount. The more you weigh, the more you get. At my weight, I get, if you go 2 times a week, you get $40 for your first time, which is like my gas for the week, and maybe a little takeout. Okay, like a quick takeout with my gas for the week. Second time of the week, you get like 70. So you get how they do that, where if you miss your second time of the week, you're back at your 40, right? But I've been having so much trouble. Like my vein has just, it used to be flawless. It used to just go in, everybody could get it, and now nobody can get it. Only a couple people there can get it. And it's not like the vein is closed up. Once, if they get it right, I'm a dream donator, because I can donate in 27 minutes. So you're in line for a half hour usually, and then you're plugged up for a half hour. Me. Some people have plugged up for a lot longer than that. So I make 40 bucks. I could make 40 bucks in an hour, or I could make 70 bucks in an hour, right? But that's if somebody gets my vein right. If they don't and they bruise me, you can't donate when you're bruised. I only have one good arm. My other arm, the veins are too small. So lately I've been having a lot of trouble. Yesterday I go in and I'm looking around like, oh, who's going to stick me today? Because there's only a couple of them that can do it. And I always feel bad telling somebody that has messed me up before, like, I'm so sorry. It's not me that doesn't like you. It is my vein that doesn't like you, and I just can't risk a bad stick. So I need a senior, or I need one of the people that is just like, they know my vein. And a lot of it is effort, because some of them are not paying attention. And I can tell who's paying attention because they will feel along my vein. They don't just feel where to go in at. They'll feel along to see how my vein is like curved almost, or like they won't just feel the one spot. They kind of track it. So there's a couple people that I know. I always hope for one of them, or I ask for one of them, or if they're not there, then I'm just gonna fail. I'm gonna fail. So yesterday I get one of the ones that is careful with me. He's had some good sticks on me, and I hadn't seen him in a while, so I was like, hey, FYI, I've been a tough stick lately, and also can I have my return at 100 instead of 150, because my return has been hurting lately. No problem. He's like, yeah, I remember your vein. And he's feeling around, and he's like, okay, yeah, I remember this vein. He's like, I got you. I'm like, thank you, because some of them just won't take you seriously until they recognize that you're a problem vein person, and then they start trying. But so it goes in like butter. He did his job. However, I'm a fast clatter, so if it's in at an angle, it's not in like totally correct, I'll clot, and I know I'm done. Like, I know it's not gonna work. Which fast clotting is a good thing to have unless you're trying to donate. So he did several adjusts, and mind you, his adjust did not hurt like other people's adjusts. Adjust is where they go in there and they poke the needle around. While they don't pull the needle out, they keep it in there and they're like feeling around, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Because I'm like, if you're in the vein, what are you looking for? And if you're not in the vein, then shouldn't you pull it back out? But I'm not a phlebotomist. I don't know. Some of them work their magic like that. But he did like several adjusts. It didn't work. I was clotting up. So I had to fail, but I still got my credit because I let him know that I wasn't denying another stick. If you deny another stick, you only get $20. I wasn't denying another stick. But he's welcome to find another vein that he's confident he can get into. And if he can't find it, then he can enter in the system that like there was no more good veins, and that shows that I didn't reject another stick. And I don't think it comes back on him in any bad way, because that's what other people have done in the past. So anyway, he put on there, that he couldn't find another good vein, so I did get my credit, and I got my money. But it sucks because if you get too many of those, then you get deferred for 8 weeks. So we're talking about like what, $500 a month that I would also not be getting. Like, I can't right now. I'm not there yet. I need my 500. I need that income. But it is what it is. It's out of my control. Anyways, that was the start of what was going to be a high anxiety rest of my day. Because it definitely raises my blood pressure. And just gives me anxiety. Anxiety because they're in there poking around. Anxiety because I don't know if I can count on that income for the next 8 weeks. Anyways, I come home. I filmed a couple videos because my child and my husband were out running some errands. So I did get to film a few videos, which was nice. And then, the bank. So I had a fraudulent charge. I got scammed a couple months ago, and I could not remember how I paid for that scam. But as I was going through my banking, I found it on one of my cards. I found the scam. It's just $40, but I was like, I need to contact the bank and handle this. It was a site that looked exactly like the site that I typically order from. I don't even know how I got to that link of it. It looked legit, and I ordered what I usually order, and it ended up being like a fraudulent site. So like, I'm going to call the bank and figure this out. So I call the bank. Mind you, this bank is in Chicagoland and I don't live there. I work there. I live hours from Chicagoland now. Do I have another bank here? Yes. But a lot of my income is still routed to my business account, which is up there where I work. And I'm working on moving stuff around, but whatever. Okay. I call the bank and it says, enter your card number or social security number. I'm like, oh, okay, well, just enter my social security number. And then it says, enter your PIN. I have 4 accounts there. Enter what PIN? And the fraudulent charge was on my credit card, which I never use a PIN for that. I never use my debit cards because I only use my credit cards and then I just move my money around through the app. So I actually don't know my PINs. I never use an ATM. I don't know my PINs. Not only do I not know my PINs, what card are you talking about? You asked me to enter my social security number. So what PIN? To which card? So I tried 3 PINs and all of them said no. And I'm like, well, that makes sense because what card? I don't know what card you're asking for the PIN for in the first place. And even if I did, I still wouldn't know the PIN, right? But social security card doesn't have a PIN. What PIN are you talking about? So I'm getting already like, and as I'm on the phone for this phone call, it says, I get an email alert that says I'm locked out of my banking for messing up my account by calling in and not knowing my PIN. So I hang up that phone call. It says immediately you need to call the bank. So I do. And the first lady I get, she's like, oh, okay, well, we just need a card number and a PIN. And I was like, actually, I don't have that. I have my card. I have my credit card in front of me. She goes, oh, a credit card won't work. I need a debit card. I was like, I don't use my debit cards. They're pretty much in storage. She goes, can you go into a branch? I said, no. Like, I live hours away from the bank. We have to figure this out. I have to do some banking like today and tomorrow and the next day because I'm an adult. So I end up finding a debit card. I found both my debit cards. So I have my business account, checking account. I have my regular checking account. I have my savings account. And I have my credit card account. So I give her my 2 debit cards because my savings account doesn't have a debit card, just my check. She said neither of those will work. I said, why not? She goes, well, you must have an older account with a debit card because the PIN that they want is going to be for your oldest account. Well, first of all, if that was the case, how come that automated system didn't say that? Just asking for random, my stomach's growling, random pins and shit. Like, that would have been a clue, right? But second, no, ma'am, these are all my cards. If I could get into my bank, I could tell you, which one goes to what if I could get in my banking app, but I can't because I'm locked out. But these are all my accounts, as has been verified since I've been back in. I knew what I was talking about. She goes, yeah, none of those are it. None of those are it. She goes, well, how about this? How about I take one of the debit cards that you have in your hand and I make that your default. And then what I'll do is I'll route you over to this other system that will allow you to change the PIN on it. And then once you have that new card as your default and then you reset the PIN for it, then we can get you logged back into your banking. Like, okay, fine. Let's make this. And then I picked one. I was like, let's make this one my default card. route me over to the pin change number. I'll hurry up and change my pin and we'll be good to go. She's like, okay. So she routes me over to this line where I'm supposed to be able to change my pin, but it's the same shit at this line she sent me. It says, like, what's your social security number? What's your pin? Again. So that did nothing for me. And at this point, I'm already in, like, somehow I'm probably already into this problem 30 minutes. So I don't think I hung up. I think I just, like, kept pressing 0 until I finally somehow figured my way out to talk to another person. And the accent was thick. I was struggling. But I was trying. And he put me on hold like 4 times. He's like, let me see why I cannot get you, or why you can't reset your pin. And I'm like, okay. And then he'd come back and he'd be like, okay, let me see what the problem is. Please hold again. And I'm like, what the fuck? He ends up telling me after 3 holds and another 15 minutes or 20 minutes that the reason I can't reset my pin, supposedly the first time he says it, is because I have not used my card in long enough to reset my pin. And I'm like, who cares when the last time I used it was? Why do you care when the last time yeah, that's the whole point. That's why I don't know my pin, right? That's why I don't know my pin, is because I haven't used it. But then, like, the next time he says it, it sounds like he's saying it's because he's like, well, there's something from December 21st, so that's why you can't reset it. I'm like, so I did use it? I don't think that I did, but maybe, like, something automated came. I was like, I don't even understand what's going on here. I need to talk to somebody else. I'm trying so hard to not be, like, not cuss and get crazy and be a Karen. But this is my money. This isn't like a messed up lunch. So, there goes another 25 minutes. Then he puts me on hold, or I called back, I don't know. And finally get to a lady that really genuinely, you could tell in her voice, was like, okay, let's see. I'm going to try to help you through this. I'm like, I was having a full neurodivergent meltdown at this point. I was crying. Because nothing had made sense. None of this had made sense to me. And I don't like things that don't make sense. I struggle big time with things that don't make sense. Bitches, it's me asking my security questions. You got my social security number. Like, what more do you need? Help me figure this out. Reset, do a master, I don't know. Somebody there's got to be able to figure this out. And it was her. And so she ended up saying, okay, we're going to do a no plastics card, which is like a fake card that she sets up on the line. And then you use that number and set up a pin for that card. And then you can log in using that pin. And then as soon as you're logged in, you have to reset everything and reset your passwords. And I'm like, oh, okay. So this whole process of this plastics card took like another like 25 minutes for her to issue a fake card, and I had to select a fake pin, and I don't even remember how I did that, if I had to go to that line or what. And I had to do it from a laptop. So can you imagine if you were trying to solve this problem while you were on vacation or somewhere, like you have to do it from a mobile browser? Anyway, I got back in and I had to answer I had to set security questions, and they were the stupidest security questions. Don't ask me stuff that, some of the questions are like, what was your first grades teacher? I'm proud of people that can remember that, but I don't remember that thing. I remember things that I need to remember, and that's not it. Okay, anyways, I ended up back in, but I was defeated. I was defeated from the day at that point. And it wasn't even over, because I have been selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace. need the money and I need to declutter. So win-win, right? But selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, as you might know, is the worst. Anyway, I had a trampoline, like a kid's trampoline, for sale for $25. I had put it up yesterday on Facebook, and I had got a good amount of messages, but that doesn't mean you can get 30 messages and nobody comes through. So it's like the evening, and I'm answering messages. Yes, it's available. Yes, it's available. Yes, it's available. Mind you, in my posts, it says, no holds. No holds. First come, first served. No holds. So one of the messages is a lady saying, is this available? Yes. And she's like, can I Venmo you now and pick it up tomorrow? And I said, yes, if you Venmo me right now, then I'll hold it till tomorrow. Because essentially you bought it, right? And she goes, okay, what's your Venmo handle? And so I sent her my Venmo handle. And about an hour goes by. No response. It's like, okay, I have a bunch of people at this point, more people messaging me, saying like, I can pick up right now. My stomach. So I message her. Courtesy message. I said, you will have to let me know within the next few minutes because there are a lot of messages about this and it needs to go. My dog. And then I waited another hour. And then I just started responding. I had already sent, the Venmo handle. And then I just started responding. Yes, it's available. Yes. Finally, somebody's like, I can come right now. I said, okay. So I go back. So at this point, it's been an hour and a half or so since I said, you have to let me know right now. Within a few minutes. I go over to that account and just block her, right? Because she's not coming through. And if she's blocked, then she knows. I marked the item sold, and I went over there and blocked her. Now, I don't know what she did, if she wrote the Venmo password down, the Venmo handle down, or what. But several hours later, before I was getting into bed, she sent the Venmo. I was like, so she just waits hours, doesn't see me over there in the messages to verify, oops, it's been a couple hours, I better double check. Nothing. She just sends the Venmo without anything, without verification, lady, that ship sailed. So I had to refund her Venmo. Now, mind you, she sent me $25 and I only got $24.50, $24.48, something, 40s. I don't know, right? Venmo took, so she must have put it in as business, which I don't like. I have something against paying on resale. It was already it felt offensive. And I know maybe it shouldn't. Maybe a lot of people are cool with that. But I'm on a lot of resale pages and it's just no, we're not paying on resale. It's not a business. It's not a business. And I get it. People are worried about getting their money back, so it does protect their, I don't know. I'm on the fence with that. But that said, I can't refund her. I refuse to refund her $25 if I only got $24 and some cents. So I messaged her. I refunded her $24 and whatever I got. I should have put that as a sale too, right? So that she got less. There, boom, back to you. I refunded her not as a business. Exactly what she gave me, what I got. And I said, you must have put it in as business. So Venmo took 50 whatever cents or something. So I'm not able to give you that. Not coming out of pocket. I don't even care if it's a penny. I'm not coming out of pocket. I don't even want to deal with this hassle. And here's your refund. You didn't respond. The thing's been sold. Bye. She did respond, and I chose not to look at the response. I have her blocked now. I refunded her. I screenshotted the fact that I refunded her in case she tries to go to one of these forums. This lady took my money. I didn't give me this trampoline. Like, no, I didn't. Oh, no, Venmo took 50 cents, but I didn't. So anyway, I screenshotted the whole interaction and then I blocked her. Just burped a little bit, sorry. You'll have that. Anyways, at that point, I had to go eat like some of my chocolate bar, my THC chocolate bar, and my nerves were fried. My nerves were freaking fried at the end of yesterday. But whatever, made it through. Today's a new day, thank God. Kind of scared to pull my cards for today, but I'm gonna do it. Anyways, if you watched me rant for the last 26 minutes or so, thank you very much. I hope you were mildly entertained, but not so entertained that you couldn't relax. Just a tiny bit entertained. I hope that you have a better day than I had yesterday. I hope that I do too. I hope you have a good evening and a good night's sleep, and I will see y'all